Well, I mean, I think for like 4 years straight, I opened every company meeting with, we exist to serve the customer. Like, you are here to serve the customer. And how do we do that is we listen. We listen, we find their pain, we solve their pain when we can. If we can't, we find partners who can. And that has been our roadmap up until this point.
Welcome to the Make Water Work podcast, where we dive into the people, ideas, and innovations shaping the future of water. I'm your host, Isaac Pellerin, and alongside my co-host, Megan Glover, the founder of 120Water, we bring you insights from hundreds of incredible conversations we've had over the past 9 years with inspiring and energizing leaders in the water industry. Each week, we share those stories and conversations with entrepreneurs, community champions, and innovators who are making water work for everyone. Whether you're a water professional, a curious innovator, or simply passionate about our most precious resource, this podcast is for you. Let's get started. Honestly, I couldn't be more excited to kick this off. Today, I have two incredible guests, and it's just so appropriate for us to kick off this podcast with an interview with Megan Casey Glover, Megan Casey Glover, our founder, and Casey Myers, our incoming CEO. And so welcome to the podcast.
Thanks. It's a lot of Caseys.
Yeah.
A lot of Caseys. This is an exciting moment for 120 Water, but one of the things that I want to kind of take a step back and explore is Megan. Starting 120 Water, what was the problem you wanted to solve, and what's kept you going? What was the start of the company?
Well, I mean, anyone who's heard the origin story knows that I'm not from water. Water absolutely found me. And the way it found me was because of the pain that I observed as a water consumer. First, trying to test my water and not having a consumer-friendly, affordable solution on the market at the time to do that. And then when we started to work with municipalities, the sheer pain that I felt working with them, not having modern systems to manage their data, maintain their data, update their data, the very analog processes, and just the single points of failure that existed in their operation and their workflow. And my background in B2B SaaS and go-to-market and product, I felt very compelled that I was in a position to fix this. And I still feel like we're in a position to fix this. It's just the problems and the solution and the scale is just much bigger. And that's why this is very exciting for me personally, because the vision has always been to solve as many pain points as water as possible. And now I truly feel we have the platform and the people and the backing to make it happen.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yep.
Casey, I would love to get your take. This has been a great week, and you've had the opportunity to have kind of a bird's eye view of 120 Water, and now working in the business. Tell us a little bit about the journey of what put 120 Water on your radar and kind of lead us up to today.
Wow. The full origin story. So I guess my interest generally in utilities and water space and really the public sector in general started a long time ago as a young account exec with a small startup company. I was actually originally a chemist, which is kind of interesting full circle here as we talk about water quality and measurement. But I convinced a couple of small startups to give a young chemist sales drive. And I started actually going to market, and I started an industry focused on public sector, utilities, water companies, gas and electric. So I was out there pounding the pavement and meeting with all these amazing IOU folks, right? And people kind of building the good things for the right reasons. So I've always had a fondness for public sector and for what the utilities industry is doing. As I moved out of kind of an operator role and into Edison Partners, which is where I'm coming from, I had the opportunity to take, 23, 24 years of operator experience, mainly through growth stage. So I've kind of seen the 5 million to 250 million movie a couple of times. And as I moved into Edison, I ran all of our value creation and all of our portfolio strategy and operations. And so I had the opportunity to kind of take the pattern recognition and look across really dozens of our portfolio companies. So I was first exposed to Megan and 120 Water on that side of the table, where we do diligence and do, a lot of deal volume. And 120 was one of the ones that we diligenced and got to know each other a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that's great. And Megan, you have some interesting things to share too around what it was that about KC at that point. What kind of drew you to Edison Partners as the right partner for 120 Water's growth stage a couple years ago?
Yeah, I mean, that was a very big decision for myself and my business partner and our VCs at the time, is finding that right partner. Because as Casey mentioned, the water sector, selling into public sector, selling into municipalities, it's not for everyone. And it doesn't fit, actually, probably many theses. I mean, most people kind of shy away from that. But I will tell you what sold myself and my business partners and our investors on Edison Partners is because they have a very strong thesis on digitizing our nation's critical infrastructure. And it's one thing to say I have a thesis. I mean, we get plenty of prospectus emailed to us daily, but they actually, their actions matched the words, right? So Casey, I mean, how many calls did you and your team do? At least 50 with customers.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And because they'd call me afterwards, like, okay, talk to Casey, talk to Ryan. Okay, I hope I didn't mess things up. And that went a long way because they were willing to speak to our customers and really understand their pain and how 120 Water was solving that pain. And for me, that did it for me. Yeah. It was like, if you're willing to get that ingrained and intimate with, the market that we sell into, like you'll be a good partner.
It's actually the same reason I came to Edison Partners originally as an operator. They were one of very, very few who actually walk the walk versus just talking the talk. And they were more operator centric and people first, as opposed to investor centric and capital structure first. So it meant a lot to me as well.
Yeah. And that's aligned with my experience as well, just in getting involved as a portfolio company, the amount of resources that Edison has put into the leadership team, the senior leadership team, and letting that investment be in the people. I think that's something that's really come through over the past 18 months.
Absolutely.
Look, it's growth capital, right? And not all capital is created equal. And so we have to, make really smart decisions, actionable decisions around investment theses. And so 120 was right down the middle for Edison from a growth equity perspective. What I think was unique from my perspective, when we do diligence on all these other customers, all these other companies, there was just something different. I remember, 18, 24 months ago, as we're talking to your customers and doing the diligence, we're doing the same kinds of things across the different portfolio companies, but your customers were just different. They just had a different level of passion and commitment. And again, it harkened back to those days, again, as a young sales rep out there meeting with these folks who were just salt of the earth, dealing with really aging infrastructure, really difficult manual processes, an aging workforce. That's been a challenge for a long time in the public sector, and tough budget processes. So you have to be able to it's a certain character of people who work on that side of the table. And it was super clear as we talked to your customers. And they are passionate when they find partners and platforms, they stick with them if they're good. And so as soon as I heard that in the customer interviews we were doing, I just knew that you guys were different and special.
Yeah. I think speaking for myself, I think one of the things that I've really appreciated about the 9-ish year journey that this has been is just the opportunity to get close to the customer. And Megan, I'd love for you to talk about some of the aspects of what it's been over this journey of staying close to the customer. Absolutely. And how that's influenced what we work on next, what gets built next, and how value gets created for them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think for
like 4 years straight, I opened every company meeting with, we exist to serve the customer. Like you are here to serve the customer. And how do we do that is we listen. We listen, we find their pain, we solve their pain when we can. If we can't, we find partners who can. And that has been our roadmap up until this point. And you know, I think it's more or less been successful. But I think the success comes in is when you hire people that can actually just demonstrably eliminate their pain. You know, just hear something and then, you know, anticipate it, if you will. And I think that's the stage we're in now. I think for a while there, we were just catching up to, okay, what's this regulation going to mean for them? And how can we immediately solve this problem? And now we're thinking like long-term, if that makes sense. And our customers are really loving that we're listening, we're asking, what more can we solve for you? And we're really taking that feedback back and putting it into a roadmap to help them.
Yeah, I love that. I'd love to throw that to you, Casey, too, as you get ready to lead in this next stage. What are the opportunities that you see that 120 Water has to deliver for our customers?
What is super clear to me is, and again, this is a bit of a first impression, right? I've been working on the business with y'all for a while, but working in the business is different. Y'all have, now we, right? We.
Oh, I can check you on that. It's okay.
But actually, it is y'all. You have established a trusted advisor status that is unique. It really is. And I can tell you firsthand, dealing with a lot of other companies, the trusted advisor status that y'all have established because of what you just said is significant. In my mind, that's the greatest opportunity that 120 Water has, is making sure that we are being good stewards of that trusted advisor relationship and do it efficiently and effectively. Like this, there's a window of opportunity. The same problems that were there when you started this company, they're still there, right? And they're growing. So that's the opportunity, I think, that is in front of 120 Water is how do we leverage this goodwill to extend the value relationship?
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
that.
Said incredibly well. I know what drew me to the water industry was going to my first water conference and meeting. It was National Rural Water Association in Fort Worth, Texas, and knowing that coming from like Megan, the B2B software space, but meeting folks who were servant leaders, they cared about their communities, they're placemakers, and just kind of having that sense of like this, like we can exist to build tools that serve the people who serve their communities. Right. What a privilege to be in that seat. And so when I continue to think about what the future looks like and all the opportunities that we have, I'd love to think about or just ask that question of, we've got a foundation. What do you feel like is really, really key to focus on these first 90 days? I
mean, for me personally, my impetus now is people. People is one of the main reasons y'all are unique. We are unique. And so my personal priority is the people, both the employees and obviously the customers and strategic partners. This doesn't work without people in partnership. So, Megan just mentioned it's about understanding the pain and solving the pain. It's also about helping them understand and really future-proofing the compliance pain that and the data normalization pain and the automation pain that we know is going to continue to persist. So for me, it's also about getting as predictive and prescriptive as we possibly can so that we can be there in 26, 27, 28, right? There's other big regulatory events coming, but we need to be able to think multiple moves ahead. So that when we get to that point, when our customers get to that point, that trusted advisor status stands tall
Mm-hmm.
because we're listening to them, but we're also helping them think multiple moves ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed. And
Absolutely.
Megan, in this new leg of the journey,
Yeah.
you've spent so much time building a team, building a company, building a customer base. What does the next stage look for you? What do you get to focus on, and what are you energized by?
Oh, I mean, I'm not going to lie, Casey. I'm energized by having about 50% of my time back and not in the boardroom and on spreadsheets.
Bet you are.
The baton passes.
Yeah.
No, I mean, in all seriousness, like I feel very, very fortunate. Again, back to Edison Partners to honestly provide this opportunity for me to literally double down on the things that I find joy and passion in, and wake up every day and get to focus on those things. So being in market more, doing this podcast with you, Isaac, is going to be a hell of a lot of fun. I think we have a lot to do on the public affairs front.
Yeah.
You know, we are moving from a point where we had an aligned administration, at least in the environmental affairs, to cooperative federalism, and more onus is going to go to the states. So I anticipate there's going to be a lot of work there. Corporate development, we can't build everything, nor should we build everything. And so understanding, you know, what assets are there on the market that would be better homes, right, in our platform. And then finally, partnerships and business development, and just being in front of customers, because I love that. Anyone who knows and works with me knows that I'm in my happy place when we're in front of customers. So, I mean, I'm excited.
Yeah, as we were kind of, brainstorming and powwowing about, okay, what's this thing going to look like in this new world order, just between the Caseys.
Yeah.
And, I'm like, okay, what if? Like, what if we can have you doing things that are more aligned with your superpowers 100% of the time? And that's if you're able to do things that are aligned to your strength and aligned to your wiring, that also fill the cup and also move the ball down the field for your company and your customers, ultimately that's about accelerating the mission.
Accelerate, absolutely.
So yeah, like to have her be excited about that only then fuels my excitement.
Yeah. And then Casey said it well, this is a moment in time.
Yeah.
And, we are pulling out all of the stops to accelerate that, right?
We have to be good stewards. I mean, again, you've earned the right, you've earned the trusted advisor status. We have to be good stewards of that relationship, and honestly, good stewards of the mission.
Yeah. And I think our customers want that from us.
Yeah, they expect
I mean,
it.
we've done a ton of voice of customer stuff over the last 6 months, and we will continue to do it as a discipline. And like, we need to take that, like that's their word.
Yeah.
And we have to deliver on it. And so
absolutely.
we take it very seriously.
And I think that aligns with that aspect of water professionals see themselves as stewards of a resource. And we also similarly have resources that we're stewarding in service of that. And so it's an incredible opportunity. How do you feel like it's going behind the scenes at 120 Water with the team?
How do you feel it's going, Isaac?
It's a question for you.
I mean, that's actually a better question for you.
I think the best part of transitions is when you can do transitions well. And so there's been a lot of thought that has been put into what it means. We've heard it from you, Casey, the importance of investing in people.
Yeah.
And I think, like anything else, what I've seen our team immediately say is, what does this mean for our customers?
Sure.
Have we thought about how are we telling this person? How are we telling this person? And those relationships. And so, as we were talking this morning, we were talking about, you were sharing, Casey, just how incredibly passionate of a team we have that cares so deeply about our customers. And I kind of can't think of any other winning combination than when you have a really smart team who is dedicated to solving problems, who cares so much about the relationships that they have.
Yeah, I think the excitement that I felt from the employees in the last couple of days, I think is just validation that this is going to accelerate the mission accomplishment, right? This is going to accelerate our ability to deliver at scale. And if they didn't see that, they wouldn't be as excited.
Absolutely. And you said it to the company as well, that this is, again, an opportunity. We are passing the baton. This isn't Megan chucking and saying, good luck over the fence, which is really awesome. And I think my opinion, of seeing what I've observed is that's hitting the mark.
Yeah.
I think that people see that and kind of appreciate that's how it's going, And Casey's not some random executive we pulled off the street. Let's be honest too.
Yeah.
It's just, there's just so much good, I think, about how this has been done and how this has been executed by our incredible team that I just, feeling optimistic that we nailed that.
Yeah.
Great.
I'd love for you to share, just as we start to wrap this up, just share, there's something that you shared with us this week about what kind of your two core values, and just what those are and how that drives you in this next phase, and how you keep those balanced.
Yeah, I shared kind of an operating ethos, as I reflect back at growth stage successes and honestly growth stage failures, which is where you learn in those valley seasons. And also shared a couple of leadership principles, kind of first leadership philosophies and first principles. The operating ethos for me, and I shared this transparently with the employees because I want them to hold me accountable to that, which is two sides of the same coin, leveraging both curiosity and action. So being curious, asking the right questions, absorbing, but also, understanding and learning without action is a lot of wasted energy. And so having an action mindset in the proper context of curiosity and learning and understanding. So that was the kind of the operating ethos that I wanted to bring to the company. And the leadership philosophy is really both a combination of fierce stewardship, which obviously is crazy aligned with the mission, but also servant leadership. Right. As I wrapped with the people managers yesterday, and a lot of people in the go-to-market organization as well. And I said, okay, I work for you.
Yep.
Let's go. Use me. So it was a pretty cool dynamic.
Yeah. Casey, I'd love to ask you, what themes and priorities do you think will define the next phase of 120Water's journey?
I mean, first of all, I think it's leveraging the foundation that's here, right? 120's done a brilliant job of solving a very specific pain point for an industry that was really forced into a regulatory event. It was good for public health, but the data infrastructure and the workflows and the reporting mechanisms were not ready to support. So 120Water stood in the gap there. So I think it's really just about leveraging that platform. Water quality and compliance is it's not going away, right? Even in the different verticals within water, right?
Yep.
From storm and wastewater and drinking, it's not, and it's also the constituency levels are not getting simpler, right? You have the water systems, you have the consumers, you have the states, you have the regulators, you have the Fed. So all of those people are impacted by, whether they know it or not, the quality of that water, and having the compliance be trustworthy enough, right? So you basically have to make sure that those systems have the ability to access their data, get it out of the silos, easily kind of report from a transparency perspective across all those constituencies. And that it requires smart data integrations. It requires really thoughtful automated workflows. And ultimately that's our mission, is to make it easy, make water work, right? And it's not just about sampling, it's also about the overarching end-to-end quality and compliance platform.
Yeah, I mean, we like the just point system database is exceeding its useful life. If you think about if water utilities have a tech stack, which many of them do, most of them don't. Their tech stack is Excel. They may have red and green and black binders depending on who put them together. And that's gotten the industry so far. But the reality is, I mean, the status quo is untenable. You know, we have got to figure out how we can, I'm going to go back to the theme we're using, like eliminate the single points of failure.
Yeah.
You know, what Bob did in the distribution system for 20 years, but he's retiring next year, is not going to serve the next generation of workforce. And so at 120, we're practically really focused on building insights over data versus just, you know, the next generation database. And I think Casey just articulated that how very, very well. But again, just very excited that he gets it.
Yeah.
Just another reason why he's, you know, the right person at the right time.
So Megan and Casey, this has been an incredible, 9-year journey to get to this point. And so Casey, I would love to ask you, what does 120 Water look like in 9 years? If you can look through the crystal ball.
Yeah. Maybe not even in 9 years, but I think we want to make this ubiquitous. We want to make the foundation is set here to create a durable and lasting business, right? Foundation of the technology, the product, the people, the pain, the customers, the funding, the mission. So it's poised to enable these water systems and at some point, not just this country and Canada. So clean, dependable, let's just focus on drinking water for a second, is important globally. So, I think our mission is greater than just our own communities and the things that we see around the United States and Canada. So the potential here is to be significantly helpful to other countries as well. But the reality is we want this system to be in place to make it easy, to make water work for all types of people, in whether they're in a great community or an impoverished community.
Yeah.
That's what everyone means.
For the entirety of since 120 Waters has started, there's always a good amount of skepticism of, hey, who are you to come from outside of the industry, build a company? Who are you? Hey, can you get to 1 million? It's rare to see a company get to 10 million. What are those kind of things? So what would you say in this moment of how to get someone over the fence of like, to cross that chasm of skepticism?
Well, I think there are two personas. I mean, for the person or the partner that is maybe looking at 120 as an opportunity, like to join the team. What I've always said is it is rare to be able to find a place where you can match your personal and professional talents in building a business while actually having a mission that matters, right? And then I think for those customers who are skeptical, I mean, we had them. That was the first 3 years. Like, I literally went door to door convincing people that entrusting us with your water quality kits is the right way to run your programs, right? A lot of no's, more no's than yeses. But at the end of the day, like, our work speaks for itself. And that's why we have earned that trusted advisor status. Regardless of coming from industry or not, we deliver an exceptional service. And that is what our customers have come to rely on. And so, I mean, that's, the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
And that's why I say, just see for yourself. And if you're not, if you're not completely satisfied, you'll have your money back within 30 days.
It's kind of bringing me back to actually one of our very first conversations just after we closed the deal 18 months ago.
Yeah.
You asked me, you said, hey, what do you think this next chapter, what do you think this is going to look like? And I remember saying, I was like, I feel like we're an awkward adolescent teen trying to learn how to grow into our body. We have so much potential. And there's been so much like, hey, how do we grow into the space that we're designed to consume? And so I think we have so much opportunity, and in that transition and in the way that you both have worked really well together to manage this transition and to make it seamless and to really ensure that everyone feels heard. I feel like we're at that point where it's like, okay, we're got a little bit more muscles that we are there.
You actually are feeling prepared to go to college, right? I mean, like now you're feeling like that you're using the summer to get your dorm room stuff to get. You feel a little more grown, right?
It is, and it's arranging the pieces that really play to your strengths, Megan, and I couldn't be more excited. And I think about another memory in the Wayback Machine is I think about the night of the announcement of Imagine H2O when we were in that accelerator, and it was Tom Ferguson who was like, there was something special about 120 Water, and it was the quality of the founder who knows how to build a team who will literally go to war for them. And so I think that principle has served you incredibly well, building a team that you can lead through transition. And I think this is going to be just an incredible case study. Yeah. A Casey study.
A Casey study.
A lot of Caseys.
Oh boy, a lot of Caseys. No, I think it's been an incredible 9 years, but in many ways, I think this business, as it's going to exist 9 years from now, is just getting started, and that actually gives me chills. Yeah, just thinking about that. So, I think here we go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Yeah.
Thanks, Isaac.
Yeah, you bet. And we cannot wait to bring so many more guests that Megan and I are going to interview, and bring more folks from our team to talk to our customers because they're incredible, and they are creative and solve problems in ways that I never could have imagined. More entrepreneurs, and then just those who are inspiring the next generation. We've heard so much about the challenges, and we're here to solve the problems of the water industry. And we know we're not going to do it together, but we certainly want to be a player and a leader in that space. Thanks for listening to the Make Water Work podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss a conversation. We'd love to hear your thoughts and questions. Connect with us on LinkedIn or send us a message. Together, we can make water work for everyone.